Chapter 7, No Grandpa's Here, and I'm coming to you from Maddie's room this time. I sit on my bed holding my copy of Alice in Wonderland. The shaking writing in front of the book says, "For Allie, my wondrous girl. Love, Grandpa." The colors of the book are all bright, even though the book is old. And inside the pages are soft and the writing is bigger than in books now. But I still can't read it by myself. It's like having a gift that's locked in a glass box. I'm feeling heavy, but I always do on Sunday nights. The thought of another week of school does that. So if she's feeling heavy, what does that mean? She's feeling. She doesn't want to go to school. She dreads it. It's like knowing I have to pull a tire through a keyhole the next day. You think you could pull a big tire through a tiny keyhole? It's impossible, right? That's what she means. It's impossible. But I'll have a new teacher. A Mr. Daniels. Sounds like a grandfatherly type with pockets full of lollipops, which could be nice. I'm hoping he'll spend a lot of time straightening his bow tie and telling us about the good old days and not giving us too much work. But when I show up, I find that Mr. Daniels is no grandfather. He's younger than Miss Hall, and he wears a dark jacket and a tie with colored circles on it. When I get closer, I realize that they're planets. Most of the kids are gathered around him, and I throw my stuff in the closet and walk over. He says, "My very excellent mother just served us nachos," and claims it's an easy way to remember the planets in order from the sun. Albert, whose hair reminds me of a bird's nest, stands nearby. I feel bad for Pluto. I look over and my eyes are pulled to the bruises on his arms. Pluto was a planet all those years, and then just someone decided it wasn't anymore. It's too small, too far away. Orbit's just not right. "I don't really think Pluto cares, Albert," I mumble. He sits in his chair and says, "Well, I do." I feel bad for him and want to ask him about those marks. He's big and chunky, but he's not fat. The kind of size where others would usually just leave him alone. I pull out my chair and sit down. Okay, I tell myself, I'm going to do better. I'm going to work harder. That's all I need to do. I'm going to really concentrate this time, even though I know I've tried and it doesn't work. Reading for me is like when I drop something and my fingers scramble to catch it, and just when I think I've got it, I don't. If trying to read helped, I'd be a genius. Mr. Daniels is in front of me, and I hold my breath, and I lean back, and he holds out his hands. "I'm Mr. Daniels. It's nice to meet you," he says. Shay leans towards Jessica. I guess he doesn't know who he's talking to. And as usual, most of her friends laugh. Remember, Shay and Jessica were the mean ones that were at the place getting ice cream where her mom worked. "Hey," Mr. Daniels says, turning to her. "That isn't cool. We don't do that in here." Which wipes the smile off Shay's face. And then he turned back to me. "What's your name?" "Allie Nickerson," I answer, so softly that even I can barely hear myself. "Well, are you going to shake my hand, Allie Nickerson?" he says. "I don't bite on Mondays." Great, just what I need, a funny guy for a teacher. I take his hand, but only for a second, and my mind is already spinning off, wondering what terrible things Miss Silver has told him. The plans they've made for me. I see myself wrapped in rope and lying on the train tracks, just like in Grandpa's old black and white silent movies. "Okay, Fantasticos, take your seat," he calls. "It's time to set the world on fire." And everyone scrambled to their seats. But I'm still lying on the imaginary train tracks, all tied up and watching the engine come around the corner. I think I like her new teacher. I love how he put those girls in their place and told them, "We don't do that in here." And he just sounds like he has fun with his students. And he says, "Time to set the world on fire." So I guess they're ready to learn a whole lot. So hopefully maybe things will turn around for Allie while she's in his class. And hopefully maybe start to read.